It's a very, very dark night, very stormy night. The 1st of April, 1572 in the Netherlands. A group of what we call Watergeuzen, it's actually people who were fighting the Spanish king. Also, in a very bad translation, it's called the water beggars. They planned an attack on Enkhuizen, a place called Enkhuizen. Through the storm and navigation errors, they came 100 kilometers south in Den Brielle. That's where I am now, in Brielle or Den Brielle. They actually thought, what should we do? We have to go on shore. But then a person came and rowed towards them and said, hey, Jan Koppelstok, what do you want here? Are you are you lost? And they said, yeah, we were actually planning to go to Enkhuizen, but now we're here. Are there a lot of Spanish here? No, they all left, Jan said. So that was good. They were very happy with that, because I said, okay, let's go ahead and do some fighting here. So that's what they did. They went to the city, and on the 1st of April, Brielle was a free city, the first free city in the Netherlands. There is a song that every Dutch person knows, and it's called In naam van Oranje doe open de poort. So in the name of the new king, open the port. On the 1st of April 1572, Den Brielle was the first city in the Netherlands that was free from rule, free from the reign of the Spanish. The Spanish were a world power, Spain, and there were an 80-year war. And after this 80-year war, in the Netherlands, there was the Akte van Verlatingen, or the Act of Abjuration, was signed, which basically had very human values like freedom, justice, and also equality. But also things like, okay, if a ruler is not good for its people, they have a right to abandon this ruler. And this was very new and very revolutionary at that time, but also very modern almost. And sometimes I think maybe this declaration should be renewed, and we should think about, okay, what is a new declaration? So I wrote a Great Citizens Declaration that I think is more in line with people's values and is more modern also, but also in line with positive psychology principles, because people need autonomy, they need freedom, they need a humane treatment. So this is how most people will be treated. So there is, of course, all these old sayings: treat somebody else like you would be treated, wanted to be treated yourself, and all these things are very important, I think. So I wrote this declaration. If you think this is also something you would want to sign, you can go to the website, and you don't have to agree with every sentence in the declaration, but go to the website greatcitizensmovement.org, and then you can sign it. And if you think, okay, I want to write a letter to the future, I want to write my own declaration, everything is possible, because I think a form of direct democracy is very important, so people can really make their own decisions, and free people can also write about the ideal future that they want. So the ideal future, you can write a letter to the future. What will the ideal future look like if there were no constraints? What will the future of the world look like if we go on like this? And what can I do to make a difference? So you can make a plan for yourself what you want to change, and change it. So finally, after 80 years, the war ended. So the war with Spain, the war between Netherlands and Spain ended. So, and the Act of Abjuration was signed the 26th of July 1581 in The Hague. And finally, so there was peace, but also a new way of living and a new way of doing things. So the feeling is that now we also need a new way of doing things. So for instance, we need to we might want to have a new declaration. So I wrote the Great Citizens Declaration, which is about what do we want as people, what is important to us. So for instance, values like freedom, humaneness, wisdom, let's co-create a better world together. So these things are all very important. So go to the website and sign the declaration if you agree with it, because I feel that people should do things in freedom. So also feel free to sign it, feel free to write your own letter to the future, and the letter to the future is write about your ideal world if there were no constraints, and about the world that will come to pass if we don't change anything. And this gap between those two, you can fill in. You can take actions every day to fill that gap. Thank you. A Taekwondo master that I know once said, when a pupil asked him, how can we make this world a better place? Because that is also part of Taekwondo. How can we do that? And he said, you know, if you do that every day and you take a little step every day, then one day you will wake up and the new world and the ideal world will be there. And I thought that was such a nice saying and such a nice and optimistic and hopeful message that I want to give that message to you as well. This was my message. Thank you very much.